Yo, welcome in everyone. I assume this is working now. Huh. Heck off, Wookie. It is a beautiful Monday evening as the Los Angeles Rams have fallen to 5-3 on the season and are a full game behind the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome in everyone to the 10th episode of the 4th and 1 weekly podcast, airing a day earlier due to some homework that I need to do tomorrow and I didn't want to do tonight. Well, let's get right into the big story of the day. I think everyone wants the rundown of what just happened. Out of the gate, the Rams took a 3-0 lead, but then the New Orleans Saints followed up with a big touchdown strike. It was a big pass attempt against a quarters defense to put the Saints up 7-3. Then in the second quarter, the Rams really just poured on the onslaught. They had a big rushing touchdown from Charkandic West, broke a Michael Brocker's tackle, which would have stopped him in the backfield for a loss, but scampered for a 74-yard touchdown run, I believe. And then it just was all Saints from that point. They ended up going to get their first win of the season, a 45-13 win. We'll get right into the stats. Drew Brees playing outstanding football. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jared Goff with 6 interceptions on the season. Charkandic West, 9 carries for a $118. Ronald Jones, 20 carries for a $107. 3 total touchdowns. Overall, the Saints had over 225 total yards of rushing offense with 3 touchdowns. That was an 80-yard run. And a 50-set Jones at a 57. So that is the game of the week, guys. That was an impressive win for our guys. Yeah, I already got it, Bobby. What was I doing there? I wanted to look at the standings. WONKA on a 2-game losing streak. Hey, join the stream. What's up, bud? But anyways, enough of messing with WONKA now. Let's get into the actual podcast topics. Wanted to, what the hell was it? I had something planned. What was it? Oh, No, it wasn't the draft. God, I don't even remember what in the hell I was gonna do. Oh, league leaders. Wanted to see the league leaders now that we were halfway through the year. So we got Deshaun Watson leading the league in passing yards. I believe Cam Newton is still touchdowns. Yep. Completion percentage among qualifying quarterbacks goes to, I guess, Alex Smith technically. Otherwise, got some guys around here. Oh, I guess we should look at the interceptions leader. Jared Goff. And Drew Brees. Kind of funny. Rushing yards, Joe Mixon. Justin Jackson. Who the hell is Justin Jackson? Has this guy got like 90 speed or something? 89 speed. What in the hell? I don't even know. Rushing touchdowns leaders, Darius Geis, Juice. Something. Receptions leaders, Will Fuller, followed by Jared Cook and George Kittle. Yards leaders, Will Fuller. Well, hi, Nick. Ahoy. Curtis Samuel's up there, Nelson, Kittle, Gordon. Touchdown leader, JJ. Man. Just some 96 speed bum leading the league in probably yards per catch among qualifying guys. Yep. Oh, and another one. Antonio Case. He another fast dude? Play's just going for the track team cheese. Who's giving up the most sacks? Laramie Tunsil and Eric Fisher. Fletcher Cox and Joey Bosa leading the league in sacks. Aaron Donald pretty close behind, a half sack behind. Cliff Averill somehow having a good year. 81 overall, dominating. Well, he's fast and he's got good finesse moves, so I guess it makes sense. Interception leaders, is it still Devin Bush? It is. Bruce Irvin up there with 9. And the middle linebackers are back to leading the league in interceptions. Well, it was a good, fun first season while it lasted of DBs leading the league in interceptions. They had it so good. Yeah. You know, I wish, like, for an online connected franchise, you could choose, like, if you wanted the patches to apply to the league in terms of game plan. It'd be too complicated, but it'd be nice if we could just be like, yeah, nah. Like, because before that point, the game was feeling really nice. And, I mean, it's still pretty good for me. I like it a lot. But, meh, who knows. Take a look now at the standings. I wish we could give out our own awards as well. Give the commissioner more, like, tools and shit. Or have an XP slider, one for awards, one for training, and then one for, like, goals, like, in-game statistics. Because that way, we could put a lot of emphasis on training and less emphasis on awards and in-game stats and goals. You know? So that way, cheesing for stats isn't going to jack up your awards. Or awards, XP, overall, whatever. Look in the AFC, the Titans are undefeated at 8-0. The Chargers next at 6-2. Titans beat the Chargers. So they got the 1-2 seed. Patriots, Jets right now. Patriots have the nod for the 3 seed. Jets would drop to the 5. Broncos would get the 6th. And then the AFC North winner currently is the Bengals with Wheezy and the Browns looking in. NFC wise, Redskins currently number 1 in the conference, followed by the 49ers at 2. Cowboys currently would get the 5th seed. Falcons get the 3rd seed. Rams would get the 5th seed, and Giants the 6th seed. Did I do that right? Got a good game in Buffalo, by the way. Nah, no one watched that game. We're here for the podcast. Wookie. Don't be Chris Collinsworth at the moment. Oh, and then the Vikings leading the NFC North. We do have some potential breaking news. Is Trent done in 4th and 1? Who knows? We'll see. I guess looking at who's scored the most points. Jeez, almost by 100 points? God damn. Only scoring 81. Damn. We'll check out the quick team leaders, and then we'll get into questions and the fun part. I'm sure if you guys get bored of me going over these stats and stuff, I don't have to do them anymore. And if you hear any noise, it's my cat digging her claws into a suitcase. Because she likes to do that, apparently. My suitcase is destroyed. Yeah, cat, you should knock it off, please. That would be fantastic. Right now, the Titans are number 1 in total offense. The Rams are 2nd. That'll change once everyone else plays their games. 49ers, Bengals, Chargers, Texans right on their tails, though. Passing touchdowns is, I think, still, yeah. Number 1 there with the Chargers. Running touchdowns goes to the Titans. Total first downs is the Lions somehow. Wow. Defense. Best total defense right now is the Giants. Wow. Huh. Neato. Most sacks are the Patriots. Wow, there you go. 0 fumble recoveries, though. Rough. Third down percentage. Titans up there at 54. Rams, Ravens, 49ers, and Falcons all over 50%. Raiders currently have the worst at 30%. Most third down attempts are the Lions at 90. Why are the Lions? Were they? I don't think they were a CPU team, were they? Or did they just have a bunch of Sims? I don't know. True. I don't use coaching adjustments either, though. For like strip sack, every time I throw it on strip sack, like it's a fumble, or not a fumble, a face mask. So I just don't do it. Redskins still 100% in the red zone from the last time we checked. Go all the way down. Worst one, Saints at 57. Raiders have the best red zone defense. Bills have the worst at 95. Jets are the fewest penalized teams in penalties and yards. Most penalized team is the Broncos at 40, and the most yards would also be the Broncos. Turnover margin, the Titans are plus 18. Basically, now you got guys, if you're 5 or higher, you're doing solid. For the most part, you know. There's a couple of exceptions, Packers and Ravens. But other than that, Rams are minus 9. Coming for that division, though. But those are kind of the league statistical leaders. Can we see yearly awards now? Yeah, we can. Cam Newton leading for MVP. Mariota, Mixon, Justin Jackson, Zeke, Bosa, Gordon, Watson, Freeman, and Geis. Coach, there you got Titans. No surprise. If anyone doesn't know my name, Will Redding, that's my quarterback from last Madden after Brady retired. You got Gang Bang. Hi, Robster, Lawrence Taylor, and Kia. What an original coach name. In the AFC, you got Cam Newton for Offensive Player of the Year. You got Cliff Averill for Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Gaskin for Rookie of the Year. Devin Lawson for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I will never forget yours being Jerry Sandusky. Mo Jixon. N.J. Jelson. You have, David DeCastro. That's not a fun one. You bitch. You got Bowie Josa. You got M.J. Sosley. Harlan Mumfree. That's a fun one to say. If only Emmett was here. Harlan Mumfree. You got... Oh, geez, this is a tough one. McMandon Brannis. That's a funny one. And then Nam Cooten. You got Ezekiel Elliott. Bruce Irvin. David Montgomery leading for Rookie of the Year. Wow, that's impressive. Another rookie leading. Devin Bush, no surprise. I guess there's only 4 best quarterbacks right now in the NFC. That is really weird. I've never seen that before. Why is... And Russell Wilson is garbage this year. That's gotta be a glitch. So does Goff. Alright, well. Ezekiel Elliott. Curtis Samuel for best receiver. Gordon right behind him. Beckham, Galladay. Cowboys. Jesus Christ. D-line. You got catcher Phlox. You got Bevan Dush. Nante Mickelson. Brat would be Bryant Mant. Bryant Mant. It's a fun one. I think those are kind of your awards leaders. We'll get on to the questions submitted. I guess Rounder would like to hear the rationale behind some of these decisions. I mean, Nick kind of touched on them. Basically, when a trade gets submitted, the first thing we do, at least now, so how it works for us is they DM us a trade. We post it. We have 2 threads. One, we literally just post the trade and at everyone in the, what do you call it? The committee chat. Okay. Then, all we do is thumb up or thumb down if we approve or deny it. Then we have a separate thread for where we discuss the things. Discuss our thoughts on it, if we think it's good, if we think it's bad, what we think they need to add or, remove. And so I'll read, I guess, a thing from our excerpt from a while back. I won't tell who. It'll be from Emmett's trade with the Jags. Posted, I was like, I think you're giving up too much. The third next year is unnecessary to me. And then Matt will chime back, Williams is older. Chark has some upside, only 22 and decent. Church isn't, great. And then Edmund's like, that's my logic. I see Chark as a decent mid-round pick. And I was like, well, that would be the 4th. And they're like, well, it's even because blah, blah, blah. And we go back and forth. We'll take things into account. Age. We'll take into account contract length. How big their contract is. We don't take into account performance simply because Josh Allen, say, would be worth nothing. He would have to give up a first in order for someone to take Josh Allen IRL. But in Madden, it's not going to change. His confidence isn't going to be shattered. You could give him to play, and the next week he's going to ball out. So we don't really take stats into performance. So it's just kind of the mix of, how are the users? How will the team be left off? And is it fair value? The main thing for us is fair value. There's a little bit of leniency if it's 2 vets and we know they're guys who are going to last the whole time. Then there will be some leniency. But there's not a ton. of leniency for that. It's just like a I think the fourth needs to be dropped. Well, if it's two vets, we'll keep the fourth on. We're not going to fuss over a fourth round pick for something like that, you know. Um, but yeah, no, that's a good question, I guess. Wanting to understand our thought process. Um, Next one would be Nick. So, what was the most difficult offense to deal with, talent or game plan wise or other? So now I would like to say I'm probably one of the top like 3 or 4 offensive guys to prepare for, but I can't say myself because I've never had to prepare for myself. So I'll leave myself out of the question. So I'll throw myself out. Someone else, I guess, in the comments section can comment how they feel about my offense and preparing for me. But for, I guess, me personally, Mad would be one of the ones that is the most challenging to face from a, user talent-wise. He's able to use his guys very well on the offensive side of the ball. He's got 2 big play, athletic, speedy, down the field wide receivers. Got a big slot guy who can even play outside in Kelvin Benjamin. Solid athletic tight ends, good O-line. Overall, Mad just puts pressure every single... He's able to attack you horizontally and vertically, and if you get too much, defending the pass and you're playing a lot of, too high, backed off coverage, weak boxes to try and focus on stopping him, then he's going to be able to, he's just going to be able to run the ball down your throat. And then if you try and stop the run, well, then you're leaving Julio or Ridley one-on-one deep, and that's not a good thing either. So Mad's up there for me. I'd say he's probably one of the top 2 or 3 more difficult users in terms of like offensive gameplay. Another good offensive user is Kia. Obviously, he's one tough to prepare for, as well as terms of skill. Matt is skill and in a little bit of roster. He's got a great roster, but Kia is able to do successful with a whole lot of nothing. A subpar quarterback in terms of Madden, at least. Up until Austin Eckler, not really having an elite running back, has not many good targets. Robbie Anderson's his top target. No tight ends, subpar O-line. Just overall in terms of Kia, he's going to be mentally winning 90%. You need to come with your A game, not only on the the controller and the console and in the game, but mentally. You have to, especially when he's running his run and shoot, everything's 4 wide, always. So you have to be ready to find a way. Are you running like dime, quarters, dollar, all those 6-7 DB packages, and like just be like, what, you're not throwing the ball down us. My front 5's gonna beat your 5 up. Hope my safeties can rally and my slots can contain. Or are you gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna play nickel and put in an extra front guy so I have 6 guys in the box, sometimes 7 if you're playing single high, like a cover 3 look, cover 1 look, whatever. And then you're going to be like, hey, I go make a play outside, make the read, make the play outside. You have to do a lot of, cover 2, show 4, cover 4, show 2, cover 3, sky. You need to do as much as you can to confuse Kia and hope that you get a little Madden luck. Kia, especially for me last year, playing Kia as much as I did, 2 times a year, 2 times in the playoffs. Just something that is frustrating as hell. Even when he switched off the run and shoot late in the cycle, just always tough. And then another really good offensive user that I always have fun battles with would be play a Wheezy combo, but I'm just gonna go Wheezy here, just because him and I have good battles, and he always puts up good numbers. He always, Deshaun Watson, he's one you got a good roster and a good user again. He's got a really good athletic young quarterback, a nice speedy running back. He's got 2 elite weapons in Hopkins and Fuller, good number 3 option with Hearns, and he's got a solid 4th option in Anthony Johnson, a rookie. Tight ends, he's not a huge tight end user, but if you forget about him, he'll throw to him. Still, he's got a bad O-line, but he's still putting up numbers and still a good user and a good player. So those are my probably top 3 offensive players to guard against. Defense, I'm only going 1. Emmett. I mean, now Playa's up there, Wheezy's up there. Mad's a good defensive user. Who else? Rob's a good defensive user. There's other good defensive users that I might just be missing. Nick is a good defensive user. So there's a lot of them, but Emmett, it just gives you fits. He takes away anything you like to do, and especially the way his offense complements his defense. Take away the ball, try and make you force the ball into a secondary, and see how it goes. He's got a great D-line with Tuitt, and then Irving, Crawford. And then his linebackers, you got a good outside backer at Vander Esch and DeMarcus Lawrence. You have your insides of Lee and Quarterman. And then a great secondary with Awuzie, Hall, Byron Jones, Darqueze Dennard, Steven Nelson as your 5th option. And then your safeties, Woods, Gilchrist, Lewis, and Church. So, Emmett, and then I took my frickin' kicker. Just Emmett easily, hands down, to me, is the hardest user to defend. And then, like I said, Kia, Nick, Wheezy, Mad, Rob, Playa, they're all great defensive users as well. But Emmett's always just good. He knows how to use his roster. Is anyone but me on board with being more worried about the Bears than the Packers IRL yet? Yeah, I mean, I honestly am not worried about either. You're worried about Aaron Rodgers. If it's a 2-minute drill and Aaron Rodgers has the ball to win it, you're terrified. But that's only if it gets to that point. The O-line has to come up, the rookie receivers, the running backs need to make plays, and most importantly, that defense needs to hold up their end of the bargain. So the Packers as a team aren't scary, but Aaron Rodgers should still terrify everyone. If you, as a fan or a team, are not scared of Aaron Rodgers himself, you're either 1, a hater, or 2, ignorant. With the Chicago Bears, I'm not worried, 1, Mitchell Trubisky. I think he's nothing. I don't. Matt Nagy is a good hire, Wookie. I agree. I think it's going to be well for him. I don't think Mitchell Trubisky is the future. I do not at all. The Bears have a good defense, solid, a good run game, solid weapons. If you were to take like a Tom Brady, an Aaron Rodgers, a Drew Brees, and drop him on the Bears would probably be a 14-2, 15-1 team. Trubisky's going to hold them back to probably a 8-8, 9-7 team. I personally don't think the Bears are going to win. I think that's the Vikings or Packers are winning that division. I still will take the Packers over the Bears. But the Bears, if they can find someone better than Trubisky, or if Trubisky proves me wrong, steps up his game, then I'll be more worried about the Bears. And the Bears have a bright future. They have an absolute bright future. But I got to see more from Trubisky. What impact will Turtle taking back the Packers have on the NFC North? I think then that puts him as the favorite in the NFC North. Especially you look at in Madden. The Packers have a good Madden roster. You have Aaron Rodgers. You have Bryce Love, who's a fast, electrifying running back. 2 solid backup running backs between the tackles. You have Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb, who are solid weapons. Then you have Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Where did this other guy go? Equanimeous St. Brown. EQ is Wayne Laramie calls him. People are really submitting 4 minutes before the deadline. Alright, go ahead. Why did I say go ahead like I'm fucking talking to him? Anyways, Noah Fant, a solid young rookie tight end. Packers got weapons. You look at that O-line, David Bakhtiari, the best pass-blocking left tackle in Madden. Not a great run blocker, but an elite pass-blocking offensive tackle. And then, it's not as good as I thought. But anyways, you got Clay Matthews, Dean Lowry, Nick Perry, solid DNs. Daniels and Clark, it's tough to run up the middle. And then the linebacking core is really good with Blake Martinez, Devin Bush, and then Jake Ryan. And then at cornerbacks, you have Jairi Alexander, Kevin King, and Josh Jackson. Great young athletic rookie corners. Clinton Dix is a good safety in Madden. And then safety, you got Jeff Heath, who's a solid guy. If he's one of your safeties when you have a Clinton Dix and two solid other corners, he'll be okay. He's okay. So I think that makes him the favorite, especially being a Packers fan. He knows how to use that team. I'll take Turtle to win the division. You heard it here first. Next question. Who's going to have that number one pick by the end of the season? Well, let's get right into that. That's an excellent question. So you have the Saints, Seahawks, Bills, Panthers, Colts, Bucks, Dolphins, Steelers, and Raiders all competing, in my opinion. I'm going to take the Raiders out personally because I don't think Johnny's going to finish that bad. So right now you got the Saints. And you know what? I'm going to take out the Bucks. I'm going to take out the Dolphins. This is a tough one. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to have the first overall pick. They just do not score the football at all. And they get scored on a lot. So, and the only reason he won is off a glitch. He kicked a field goal on the first drive of overtime after going for it on fourth down and a 2-minute warning, and the game counted it as a win. You started hella early. Yeah, I misread the time I said. I thought I said 9:30 Eastern, but it was 10:30. GG. This last question that I got from Nick, is a great question, I think. What do you think will be the highlight feature, quote unquote, the selling point of Madden 20? So I've been kind of pondering this myself, kind of what shit will they be trying to sell us and play off as this new elite feature. I gotta read a fucking trade text, hold on. But I think what Madden is good at doing, and they've done it for years, they will take out a few features. Then, 2 years later, they will throw them back in. Call them brand new. Like when we had owner mode and relocation. Brand new relocation. We had that in Madden 12. And you could actually build your own stadium. And make your own jerseys. And design and choose your own logo. So you dumbed it down, gave us 20 choices to pick from, and said, here you go, brand new, never been done. No, it doesn't fly. Brand new feature, choosing captains. We had that in the PS2 Madden. Huh? Or when we got into the consoles, brand new feature. Practice squad, 75-man rosters. You had 90-man rosters. Yeah, you had 90-man rosters with all of your correct cut days, with auto-generated, undrafted prospects that would fill up your roster. And then they tried to sell us, ooh, you can have more than 53 men on your roster as some bullshit feature we got. And then you get the draft board The draft board feature. Okay, that's cool for an online league, a 32-man league, I guess. But that was all we got last Madden is the new feature. And that doesn't impact you if you play solo or like 2-man leagues or 3-man leagues or small condensed leagues, you know? And even in a big 32-man online league, 90% of the people make the draft. So, um, got a little off traffic there. So just trying to like make a point of what Madden's good at doing, so I can say I think their big selling point is going to be something completely garbage that we've already had before, whether it's like you said, contract holdouts, etc. But um, I'll give my three that I think. I'll save franchise for last, but I think gameplay, the big thing you're gonna see advertised is probably God, I wrote it down earlier when I was thinking about shit. Um what the hell is it? Not the total control passing, but what is it? Like a better version of the target passing we had. Like just more pass mechanics, more run mechanics. I think it's going to be a mechanic focused year for them in terms of gameplay. Um, bring back QB cone. I enjoyed the QB vision cone actually back in the day. Um, but anyways, getting to franchise, I think the big driving thing for franchise that they're going to be pushing is a realistic, improved offseason with contracts. I think they're going to have like more in depth. Now, this is just what I think it will be. Will it be good? Probably not. It'll probably actually be shit. But I think we'll be getting the old school Madden PS2 days. More than, I mean, in an online league, you might have to condense it to like 3 or 4 advances or like cycles, but you're going to be seeing like players wanting to go somewhere because of money only, because of playing time, because of coaching scheme, because of fit, because of a chance to win a championship, because he'll be the number one target or player on that position. You'll see guys not happy and want to be traded. Now, I think, now this just might be me being hopeful. That's kind of what I'm thinking they're leaning. That was a huge thing on the OS survey. That was one of the top requested features that they sent in. In the last 2 years, according to this guy, the top features he sent in that were requested actually got in the game. The draft board was one of the top features he sent in. And then this year with like the scheme skill point progression was another big one that got sent in. So I think that could be one. Now, realistically, what honestly is probably going to be a big like pushing point is going to be some bullshit like, even like the schemes last year were great, we'll get a load to what we did to them this year, all new improved schemes. And then you'll go like, instead of like, if you look at your schemes now, once it loads, instead of just where you see the vertical zone run, strong arm, elusive back, whatever, you'll see like QB strong arm, halfback 1 elusive, halfback 2 receiving, wide receiver 1 deep threat, wide receiver 2 deep threat, wide receiver 3 slot. You'll see like versatility. That's my guess. Probably what it could be, something stupid and bullshit like that. So we'll see. We were promised this big revolutionary, or it could be just they got a new fucking menu. Or I just thought of this right now. A historical stat tracker honestly could be their big pushing point. See who won the Super Bowl all 5 years of your league, all 25, all 30 years of your franchise. Who won the MVP every year? Which is cool if you're an offline guy, but if you're an online guy, that doesn't mean shit. Because we track our own stuff anyways, and we know what happened. But, so that's what I think is going to be a big pushing point for them. Curious to hear some of your guys' thoughts of what it could be. You know, honestly, what I hope Madden does every year, why I get excited for Madden, it's not, well, 4th and 1's a big reason why. I enjoy the league. But every year, I get slight amount of hopes that they bring back how it was on the PS2. Or just giving us the ability to fully relocate. That's all I want. I have for years wanted to relocate a team and make it the football team I played for in high school, completely rebrand my team and start from scratch. What I used to do in the old Maddens, I would cut every single player above a 75 overall. And then I would have a 75 and under. Or I would just choose a cupcake roster and get the random generated players. Completely rebrand my team, move them to a new city, and just see how long it takes me to build a competitive football program and team. I love that every year. I would make these beautifully designed color scheme jerseys. You know, I'd have I would even do color rushes before they were big. You know, I'd have your homes, your aways, then I'd have my two alternates. One would be like the alternate normal, and then my second one was always like a breast cancer awareness, a military one, or like all just of my one, like a blue on blue, red on red, green on green, whatever color I was. And then I'd always write, you know, this was back, like Madden 09, Madden 08, 32 custom team league. I did that as well. I still have my binder and still have the league saved on my PS2. I would physically rebrand everyone. I would do a city draft and do it by like the NFC teams would all be the Western United States. The AFC teams would always be the Eastern United States. Now it would like the NFC East would basically be like the middle section. You know, the AFC West would kind of be like the Midwest. You know, I'd have little funky twists about it, but I do my own thing. Like I had the Boston Shamrocks were a team, the Denver Silver Bullets, that was a team, the Minnesota Blizzard, the Florida Hurricane, or like it was the Florida Typhoons, or something. You know, I'd do something cool like that. Get all the cities I want, create all these storylines, make key players for everyone, just do everything fun, and just make my own league, have fun with it. And that was one of the things that bummed me out, that they got rid of that. But now we're losing people a lot, so they're getting bored already. If anyone has any questions, drop them below. While we're waiting, I'm going to kind of go over the new playbook I just built for my offense next year. Should probably have a defense while I'm doing it. Once it loads. Any of you guys played Long Shot yet this year? I haven't, and I'm probably not going to until I get bored one night. Yeah, and they made it so you can't fucking get your gun plays in gun anymore. Frickin' dumb. Yeah, no, it's dumb. I've seen a few of the videos. Not interested. But anyways, kind of making my new I'm kind of going away from the dual tight end. Jesse James was easily the biggest bust for me of a signing. Paid him a good amount, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use all these two tight end sets. Don't like him in Madden. Don't like two tight end sets in Madden this year. I don't know. It's whatever. I'm an 11 personnel kind of guy. One tight end, three receivers, one back. So cut Kittle. Nah, I'm not cutting Kittle, but I got I-form pro, slot, tight, and twin tight end. That's a staple in all my offenses. I'm still going to do some tweaking. I kind of want to do the, pro, slot, tight, twin tight end, and then Y off, because you can do some cool motions with the tight end. Single back, you got ace, ace pair, ace slot, wing stack, wing tight, bunch. That's not where I put bunch, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Bunch, dice slot, tray, and trips. Y trips. Hail Mary. A lot of 26 shotgun sets because I love the gun. Ace offset slot, bunch tight end, bunch open offset, tight offset slot, split close, split offset. I'm not going to repeat all these. So I'm just going to kind of go in how I make my playbook. So first thing I do is when I do my I-forms, I make pro. So the first thing I do, because that's the most used I formation that I'll go with is pro. Then the next one would be slot, because I just want boom, tight end over, receiver over. And then my next two are the heavy package. So I go normal, like kind of the base out of that formation, and then I get heavier as it goes on, and then I'd go lighter. So I got my 21 personnel, 21, 22, 22. So then out of single back, ace is my first one because that's the one I use the most. So I have 12, 12, 12, 12. Then I go 13 for the jumbo, and then I go my 11s. So I kind of organize my plays that way. Now, you'll kind of see how I do it more in the shotgun, but when I'm in my personnels, I break it up. I go compressed sets. I go doubles with a tight end attached, doubles with the tight end flexed out, and then trips, tight end attached, trips, tight end flexed out. But you'll see it here. So now here's where we go. We go heavy to light in shotgun. So I got my 12, my 212 personnels in shotgun. And one thing you'll notice with my playbooks, there's a lot of the overlap. So I got ace and ace slot here. I have ace and ace slot here. I try and have as much overlapping concepts in my playbooks as I can, just because it's simple for me. It makes things easier. I can run most of my same stuff out of the formations. So then I have my heavy sets. Now I'm going, everything else here's 11. I only have 2 12 sets. Everything else in my gun is 11. So now I organize it, my compressed sets. So I have my bunch, my 2 bunch sets. Then I have my tight set, just another compressed set. And then I have my split back, so I have my compressed split back. Then I go to my split backs. And I have 3 split backs, but 2 of them that aren't compressed. Now here's where I go my doubles. So I got tight end attached, tight end attached. I should have made an off, and put the stack weak attached over here, but whatever. Now I go doubles with the tight end off. So I got my doubles Y flex, Y stack, and then Y slot. Now this is where they're spread out. These here. Then I go trips, tight end attached, trips flexed out, trips wide. And then I have empty. That's just kind of how I like to arrange my playbooks. And then I'll sometimes pick plays by concepts. It's always fun. Because then you can go, hey, I want an inside zone. I can run it out of any formation with inside zone. So I'm a heavy zone run team, so the majority of my run plays are inside zone. I have 37, and then outside zone, which I have 23. Every single formation I have, I can run inside zone or outside zone, except like 2 or 3 with outside zone. There's a few you can't, because the game just won't allow you to. Then I have a good amount of power run plays, draws. Always have a few traps. I like trap. Did I pick ISO? Yeah, trap. Have some good traps, especially out of the gun. Like to have them out of the gun. Have a good amount of ISOs under center. Have a few counters. Some tosses. Gotta have your tosses and sweeps. And then end around. It only says 1. Oh, I only added 1. But I'll have to add more. In terms of my quick game, I love these Ohios, these quick out routes with curls. Just to see, especially if they're playing off man coverage, off zone, just get quick underneath the zone. Especially like this halfback angle. Then I'll be reading, hey, is that out route there? No. Okay, then I go to that angle, Texas kind of deal. in the middle there, and then I can read, especially if it's a cover 2. I can do something fun like that. Slants, everyone's got to have the slants in the game, especially for guys who blitz a lot, play a lot of off coverage. Same with stick. If you know how to read the stick route, it's a great route in Madden, I think. Omaha, those are your benches, your out routes. You know, you got the little bit of the shallow cross in there. What else? What was that? Slot drives considered Omaha? I guess the out route. But, whatever. Got some hitches, and then some scats. Well, one scat for my wheel. Because now this would be, it's great against man coverage in theory, because you have your rub route with the far left receiver, and then the wheel behind it. It could be a good man beater. We'll test it in here. Against man. See if it actually works. Not a pick, but he gets past the linebacker. Because what he should do, Gordon, he should set his route right next to that linebacker and try and rub him off, pick him. But either way, just wanted to show that one. Continue going through the concepts. Now for the medium pass game, your intermediates, love the smash. That's one of the staples of my offense. Smash concepts, and I combine them with so many things. You know, how is play action fullback flat a smash concept, or PA power O? Is it because of the flat route with the corner? Oh, that's just dumb. But you see, like right here, card smash. Oh, I have a smash route to the outside, but I have a drive concept backside. Yeah, I got a smash concept there with a seam and an in, smash concept with a wheel. Got a smash concept with a deep middle attack, smash with a kind of a flood, the zoom smash, a Texas smash, where I can attack multiple types of coverages. And that's what I like to do. On one side, I like to attack one coverage. The other side, I like to attack the other. So a lot of smashes in my playbook. Curl's another big staple of my offense that I really enjoy. To run, especially, you know, the curls out of gun-wise slots, triangle up there. It's a great one. Tight end in, Haas, hitch seams. The play in the this is an actual formation and play in the Patriots playbook. It's called Haas Y juke. Haas is the, you know, inside seam, outside hitch route, and then you got the Y running the juke route down the middle. So Haas Y juke, it's a fun play. Shallow cross, I love the shallow cross as well. People bite on that drag or overplay the in route, you know, then you can, you know, if they bite on the drag, you can come back and throw the, you know, in route coming. But against users who like to play cover 2 and user that inside backer, they're going to bite on that, and then you can throw the post. And, you know, if they're playing off man, you have an out route, you have a drag to check to. Just, you know, overall, it's a really good concept for me that I like. Spot's another staple of my offense. I went over it earlier, and, you know, we can kind of do it again without really having to get into too much detail. But all you got to do is read this side of the field with the spot. See what the guy's doing. Once he gets past the coverage, sink and throw. You know, he sets his hips in the coverage. And if for some reason you get man coverage and he's following, you blitz right there. Oh, halfback open the flat, just throw it. You know, you got 3 good routes for you to throw there. And on this one, you can even have a slant. So if you think they're blitzing, you can always audible them to an arrow route, so you got the slant arrow. You know, I can keep the double slant there, because if you see, boom, open in the middle, you can throw that. You know, and of course he fumbles. This overall is just one of the plays I really, really like the most. And it just attacks so many things. But in terms of that spiral, all you need to do is wait for that coverage, and it's going to be there. And especially guys, especially against me, they'll go right after Kittle, and they'll leave Pettis or whoever wide open on that route. Let's go. Back to the mediums. Mesh. Yeah, I have a few meshes. Yeah, they're good man beaters. Slot cross, I love the crossing routes, especially with Kittle. Texas is my favorite concept in the game, especially when you are an elite tight end user like me. You know, you got angle smash. Let's go right here against Tampa 2. Love running it. This is a Tampa 2 beater itself, but what it'll do is the user... We'll just go ahead and throw this. So right now, Kittle's going to be wide open. Oh, no, he didn't. The guy actually carried with him. You know what? I'm happy with that. We'll run it again. Probably won't happen this... Yeah, it won't happen this time. For the love of God. So we'll go into the replay quick. And especially with, you know, someone, you know, they say they got a user on Kittle. Once he flies down the seam like that, they are, you know, generally whatever linebacker they're using, this guy in general is the guy who's booking it because, you know, you got to fill for the safety here and you got to cover Kittle. Well, then you're just throwing the underneath. Now, if you have the blocking and say you wait for this, then they'll run to the back and then you can throw to Kittle. Yeah, I just threw it there just to throw it. But that user will see, oh crap, he's got the underneath open. Then he'll fly back down to the underneath. As long as you have an extra time, you know, for the protection, then Kittle opens up even more deep. That's always a fun one to do. People get mad at that one. Then you got pivot. Pivots are nice. A lot of them are out of spot, but I like those. Salem, you know, Salem X Kitty. You got your comeback, your seam. Then you got the hitch with a poster and in behind it. Those are always a good route thing. Shake routes, that's the housewide juke. You got a few choice routes. Double moves. Do I actually have any? Spot and shake. Stutter. Okay. Drives. Drives are always good to have in there. Levels. Deep pass games. Pretty simple. You got my comebacks. Verts. Love the flood route. Especially, where is it? I don't even have it. I think I missed adding plays. Yeah, I didn't add plays to this formation right here. I'll have to do that after this. Yeah, concept. Deep pass, your shots. You always got to have some shots in there. Daggers, divide. You got your Portlands, double digs and post, mills, switches, and Y crosses. Then you always got to have your boots and slides, your bubbles, your slips, your split end screens. So overall, it's been an hour. Not a whole lot of chatter. This podcast in the chat. Try and be more interesting next week. Other than that, LOL at WONKA. 49ers got that division on lockdown once again. Not surprisingly. And I just hit the wrong goddamn button. But have a good one, guys.